When mentioning William Afton, the lingering question is what were his motives for everything that he did, the experimentation, the murders, and so much more, even going as far as bankrupting Edwin's company. In today's video, we are going to discuss the possible motivations for William's actions. Stay tuned. Now, before Secret of the Mimic came out, before any Steelwool game came out, we in FNAF 1, which was released way back in 2014. Wow, amazing 12 years. We basically found out that several kids were lured and killed in the back room, and that the suspect was convicted, and that was it. And then in FNAF 2, when we got the death minigames and the phone calls, we pieced together a story that another murder happened, and that actually, but the theories that the phone guy was the killer were never confirmed and actually were disproven since I think 2017, 2018. And um, how would it be possible that phone guy was the killer when he was working there the entire time? And in FNAF 2, we learned that no previous employees were allowed in due to the investigation that happened somewhere between the fourth and the fifth night because of the Save Them incident, which I will talk about later in the video. So it could not definitely been the phone guy, and the most likely answer to as what he was holding, the most likely answer is a taser of some kind that was used to shut down Freddy, so he couldn't stop William Afton from killing. And when we learned of his name was actually in the novels, and we knew that he was the kidnapper and the founder of Fazbear Entertainment alongside Afton Robotics, which he used to create Funtime Animatronics that was later revealed in sister location. And there were all, of course, many theories that the main protagonist is actually the purple guy slash William Afton, because the theory that our main protagonist in sister location is actually William Afton has been disproven on several points with the update that included the 8 custom night cutscenes and the, I believe, ninth custom night cutscene that showed the aftermath of FNAF 3. And many theories were as to that Michael was the Springtrap, but no, actually, that was also disproved. Man, I miss that era when FNAF was so simple. But anyways, following the release of this location, we are getting a new game that was called Freddy Fazbear Pizzeria Simulator. In that game, we are basically tasked to create a fake pizzeria that will be used to lure the remaining animatronics in Hurricane, Utah. And in the credits, we can actually see that the same guy who voiced Michael Afton is the same guy who voiced William Afton, and that the game is not referring to the Springtrap as Afton, but as William Afton. So, yeah. It is disproven that Mike is the Springtrap. Also, in Ultimate Custom Night, if we select Scrat Trap, we can see that he is actually named Afton, and he has a slightly older sounding British voice, so that proves alone that Mike Trap is not canon. In Secret of the Mimic, which actually takes place in 1979, we can find text logs scattered through the whole game, but we can find some of them belonging to WA, which is most likely our main antagonist. So and that states that the MCM employees are being poached, and that Fazbear Entertainment technically now owns the land to Advance house and factory, and they even offered him to be a main engineer in their company. Confidential software development and the entire MCM catalog. We would love to keep you and as a lead engineer, although we now technically own the land, we would never touch the house your parents built. We feel this offer has been more than fair considering how far behind you are. It's just too much for you to handle alone. We are waiting for your response. WA. Now, since in the last video I actually uh, confirmed it, that's the most likely ending that was canon in Secret of the Mimic is actually the parachute one. We can also say that the house which burned down was later rebuilt, or that William Afton built a new house on the ruins of Murray's mansion and copied some things from the mansion to use for his nightmare experiments, as seen in the sister location and FNAF 4 respectively. Now, the FNAF 4 bedroom is actually copied from the Murray house, and actually the FNAF 4 gameplay house is underground, as it is connected to the sister location bunker, and in Help Wanted we can actually see Minorinas sometimes appearing in Klostrup's hallways, so it could be that it's all on the same level, and it's just an illusion, as in the Tuphobia, William set up a trap so Rory thinks he is living in his normal home while he's actually trapped in an underground basement. That leaves us with the next chapter on this video, the experiments. In Sister Location's private room, if we choose to disobey baby, we can actually go to the private room after we beat the Circus Baby minigame, and if we type into the keypad 1983, we are presented with a camera shot of 3 rooms, specifically from the FNAF 4 house, indicating that whoever was the owner was watching us the whole time. And next to the monitors, we can see a Fredbear plushie, indicating that the owner of this building is the one speaking through this plushie to the crying child. And if crying child is Afton's son, that would mean that he was speaking to his son through the whole time before his death, and the one who said I will put you back together is most likely him, and he literally wanted to put him back together. And in the fourth closet we actually learned that William Afton is scared of death and actually wants to gain immortality, so these experiments more likely remnant studies, and he was experimenting with kids so he could gain the power of immortality and he could live forever. Now, concerning William's family life, we can actually see that this was never great, and that he basically abused and used his children as toys. He monitored the crying child. He used Mike to go down into the bunker. He never actually cared about Elizabeth, and she got killed by Circus Baby, as it is implied that the immortal and the restless soap opera Michael Afton watches is actually a representation of the Afton family, with William claiming that the kid isn't his, but it is actually his. He looks like his father, and the vampire child looks like exactly like Vlad, so this could be a nod to Michael Afton looking like his father, and that William Afton was in a way claiming that it wasn't his, but it clearly is. Now, I will be going over 2 possible theories that are cause for William Afton's actions. Well, heartless. Now, Will Hartrust is a theory that William Afton's obsession with paranormal entities and possession didn't have any cause to it. It was just out of the ordinary, and that he didn't, experience any tragedy, so he could start killing and experimenting with possessions, as we saw in the games and in the books. Now, the main evidence for this theory is in the opening scene of the second movie. William is shown luring a random boy with his spring bunny suit. This heavily implies that William was already comfortable with luring and later killing kids by 1982. In and in the novel trilogy, William is described as someone who lacks empathy and genuine love. The books also characterize him as a psychopath. And if we know psychology, psychopath is typically associated with traits such as manipulative behavior, superficial charm, antisocial tendencies, and a lack of empathy. That what makes that is what makes every psychopath a psychopath. These traits match Afton's behavior in multiple continuities. He is capable of appearing calm, professional, and trustworthy, while secretly committing extreme acts of violence. In the books and the movie continuity, he is already capable of killing without the bite of a tree. William Afton treats his children more like possessions or tools than actual human beings. In the movie, William stabs Vanessa, his own daughter, in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. The minigame portrays a character widely believed to be a William. He behaves in an aggressive and a hostile way. Now, if greed wasn't enough and him killing Fiona and David wasn't enough, then the murders will surely be enough, right? No, actually. In the games, we actually see that he commits several murders, several massacres, and continues to do it over and over and over again until he is spring locked and possibly burned in the FNAF 6 fire. Now, why did I say that he killed Fiona and David? Well, there's clear implications, like in Help Wanted 2, in the Fall Fest maze, we can actually fight against Springtrap during a fire during Fall Fest, and we know that Fiona died during a fire in Fall Fest. Now, there's a major piece of evidence hinting this, and in the Welcome Show area, in Secret of the Mimic, behind Mrs. Helpful, who is representing Fiona, we can actually see a purple snake. Now, PJ Haywood, the voice actor of William Afton, said that Scott wanted him to sound like a snake oil salesman. So this perfectly lines up with my theory that Fiona was definitely killed by Afton. And in the conference room in Secret of the Mimic, we can actually see a Fall Fest ticket in David's birthday room, which means that most likely William came and wanted to mock Edwin as he was going to possibly kill his child. We see that White Tiger,
The White Tiger,
maybe that's his agony, attacks Fazbear employees such as Arnold. And why would he hate Fazbear? Well, because of William. Because William was one of the founders of Fazbear Entertainment, and who most likely killed his mother and ruined his father's business. Now, that would be so logical. Now, in the books and in the games, probably, we can see that William was extremely jealous and envious of his friends, and especially Henry, since he was his best friend. So, in order to get back at him, he killed his daughter Charlotte outside Freddy's on a rainy day, and eventually she possessed the puppet. And we know that in Ultimate Custom Night, the puppet doesn't doesn't love any adults, and in the FNAF 2 movie especially, uh, because none of the adults wanted to help her. And actually, in FNAF 6, we can see that Charlotte was trapped by some bullies outside, making William uh, take that opportunity and murder her on the spot. And for the end of this video, we can conclude that William was both psychopathic and was jealous, manipulative, and he was crazy. In a way, he's crazy, and not in the positive way, of course, but in a very, very crazy, crazy way. And the FNAF 6 security puppet minigame, the music track that is being played is called Alchemist Fantasy. So he was trying to recreate or create life in these machines, this perverted way of life, this fake life, this slavery, this torture that so many people went through. And there you have it. I wanted to create this video into two parts, but I am pleased with how it turned out. Anyways, I'm your host, Theory Unit. I'm signing out. Bye.